Good morning, everybody. I hope all of you are healthy and safe at home. So, we have successfully completed section 9.1, and I really hope that you are all able to understand and cope up with the methods, and you're able to view the videos and do the assignments. So, let us start with section 9.2, which is going under the heading motion on a curve. So in this section, what we are going to deal is we are going to discuss about the motion of a particular vector function. We stated that every corresponding to every vector function, we can have a curve associated with it, and we also did some problems how to graph that particular curve of a given vector function. So now we are going to give, and we also discussed about determining the first derivative and the second order derivative of a given vector function. Now in this section we are giving a physical interpretation of these two derivatives, that is r dash of t and r double dash of t. Now let us go to the definition of velocity and acceleration. Suppose a particle or body moves along a curve c so that its position at time t is given by the vector function r of t equal to f of t I plus g of t j plus h of t k, and if these component functions f, g and h have second derivatives, then the vectors r dash of t equal to f dash of t I plus g dash of t j plus h dash of t k, which we are denoting it by v of t, is called the velocity of that particle, and the vector r double dash of t equal to f double dash of t I plus g double dash of t j plus h double dash of t k, which is denoted by a of t, is called the acceleration of that particular vector. So this is how we are going to define the vector and the acceleration. That is, given a vector function r, the velocity of that particular vector function will be r dash of t, and the acceleration will be r double dash of t. Now coming to the magnitude of that particular velocity of the function, that is, we have found that v of t is nothing other than it is r dash of t. Now what will be the magnitude of this vector? The magnitude of this particular vector is called the speed of the particle. So we are now we have defined three words. One is the velocity, next is the acceleration, and the other one is the speed of a particular vector. So again, let us repeat. Given any vector function r, the velocity v of t is r dash of t, the acceleration is r double dash of t, and the speed of that vector function will be the magnitude of the velocity function. Now next is a relation between the arc length and the speed of the given vector functions. Now we can see that the vector function, if v is equal to, if r not v, r of t is the given vector function, is f of t I plus g of t j plus h of t k, then we know the velocity of this vector function is nothing other than r dash of t, and the magnitude of the velocity function is the speed, which is called the speed, and this is the magnitude of r dash of t. Now we are going to give a relation between speed and the arc length. Now let us recall what is the definition of arc length. Arc length of any vector function will be s is equal to integral a to b magnitude of r dash of t dt. So we can easily find the relation between the speed of a function, vector function, and its arc length. What will be it? Now let's see. The arc length is integral a to b magnitude of r dash of t into dt. Now what is r dash of t? In this section we have discussed r dash of t to be v of t, right? Now s is the integration of this particular function. So if we differentiate s, what do we get? S dash will be none other than magnitude of v of t. And so we can state that the speed, which is magnitude of v of t, is none other than the derivative of the arc length. So that is the relation between arc length and the given vector function's speed. Now we can see that if p of x1, y1, z1 is the position of a particle on the curve C at the time t1, then the tangent which is drawn to C at this point will be nothing other than the velocity of that particular vector, because the tangent is none other than r dash of t and it is noted by v of t. Now similar remarks holds for the vector function r of t is equal to f of t I plus g of t g. Now next is an example which depicts the velocity and acceleration of a vector. Now since we have done many problems to determine the first order derivative and the second order derivative of the given vector function, I don't think I have to go into detail of this example. You can easily see we are asked to find, given a vector function, we are asked to find the velocity and the acceleration and graph them in the particular curve. That is, we just have to find the first derivative and the second derivative. I think it's much simple. So let us see, r of t is given to be t square I plus tj plus 5 by 2 tk. We need to first graph the curve defined by r of t, and then we have to find v of 2 and a of 2. Now the parameters would be x is equal to t square and y equal to t, and using these two parameters we obtain a parabola. And when t is equal to 2, because we have to find v of 2 and a of 2, so when t is equal to 2, the position vector r of 2 will be, what will be the value? Substituting the value of t is equal to 2, we get r of 2 is 4i plus 2j plus 5k. So the point that we have to consider is p of 4, 2, 5. Now we'll find what is v of t, that is velocity, and the acceleration a of t. V of t will be r dash of t, which is derivative of the vector function r of t, that is 2ti plus j plus 5 by 2k. And what will be the value of v of 2? That will be 4i plus j plus 5 by 2k. And again, a of t would be r double dash of t, that is we have to derive this vector function again. That will be 2i, the remaining are constants, so that is just 2i, and a of 2 is again 2i. So you can see in figure 9.2.1 how to plot these points and how the graph will be traced. Now next is a note which states that if any particle is moving with a constant speed, say c, then the acceleration vector and the velocity vector will be perpendicular to one another. Now how can we see that? Let us go to the proof of this. What do we have to prove? We have to prove that if the vector is moving with a constant speed, that is given any vector r of t, then we can find the velocity vector, which will be r dash of t, and the acceleration vector will be r double dash of t. Now if suppose, that is the speed would be magnitude of v of t, suppose this v of t is some constant, then we have to show that the velocity vector and the acceleration vector are perpendicular to one another. Now magnitude of v of t is equal to c. So this implies taking square on both the sides, we get magnitude of v of t square will be c square, or what is magnitude of v of t square? This is none other than v dot v will be c square. Magnitude of v of t square is nothing other than v dot product v. Now taking the derivative of this equation, what do we get? Derivative with respect to t, d by dt of v dot v will be d by dt of c square. C is a constant, so this will be equal to 0. Now what is d by dt of v dot v? We have seen in the previous section that d by dt of v dot v, we apply product rule and it is v dot dv by dt plus dv by dt dot v, and this is 2 times v dot, both are same terms, dv by dt, and we have seen that this is equal to 0. That is, what have we seen? We have seen v dot, now 2 cannot be 0, so v dot dv by dt is 0. This v was the velocity vector, and when we differentiate the velocity vector, we get the acceleration vector. That is v dot a will be 0. That is the dot product of the velocity and acceleration of a vector function whose speed is a constant is 0. So that is, we can say that the vector, the acceleration and the velocity will be perpendicular to one another. Now the next example is similar to the one which we have done before. It is just we have to in this case we make note of the fact that the speed of that vector function will be a constant. So given r of t is equal to 2 cos ti plus 2 sin tj plus 3k, we have done the same example in section 9.2, which is example 2. The position vector r of t is equal to 2 cos ti plus 2 sin tj plus 3k. So this will move the graph of this particular vector function will be the circular orbit of radius 2 in the plane z is equal to 3. Now we will find, we are asked to graph the velocity and acceleration vector at the point t is equal to pi by 4. So first we will find the position vector at this point, that is when t is equal to pi by 4, what will it be? 2 cos pi by 4 plus 2 sin pi by 4 plus 3k. Now what is cos pi by 4? It is 1 by root 2. So 2 into 1 by root 2 will be root 2. So the point is p of root 2 comma root 2 comma 3. Now we'll find the velocity vector, that is r dash of t, which will be minus 2 sin ti plus 2 cos tj, and the acceleration vector will be r double dash of t, which will be minus 2 cos ti, cos t derivative is minus sin t, minus 2 sin t j. Now if you see the magnitude of v of t, we will get it to be the constant 2, that is root of 2 square sin square t plus 2 square cos square t. Now we can take 2 square common, so the remaining will be sin square t plus cos square t, which is 1. So that will be root of 2 square, which is 2. So the magnitude v of t is 2 for all the value of t. Now, so we can easily see that even in the figure it is clear that the acceleration and the velocity vector are perpendicular to one another. So you can, for more clarification, you can refer to figure 9.2.2. Next, we are moving on to the definition of centripetal acceleration. So we have learned what is the acceleration. The acceleration is nothing other than the second derivative of the given vector function. Now let us see what is centripetal acceleration. This is mainly defined for a particle having circular motion. Now for circular motion in the plane described by the vector function r of t is equal to r dot cos omega ti plus r dot sine omega t j, where r dot and omega are constants. We can see that the second derivative, that is r double dash, will be minus omega square r. So let us clarify it. That is, we need to show that the if r of t, that is the position vector, was given to be r dot cos omega ti plus r dot sine omega tj. That is, if the position vector of the position vector is given by this, we need to show that r double dash is equal to minus omega square into r. So for that, we have to find what is r double dash. What will be r double dash? So let's calculate what is r dash of t. R dash would be, r dot is a constant, cos omega t will be, the derivative will be minus of sine omega t into omega I plus r dot cos omega t into omega into g, where r dot and omega are constant. Now again, deriving, differentiating it, we get r dot omega. Then what is the derivative of sine omega t? It is omega cos omega t. So minus sign is already there. Omega cos omega ti. And what is the derivative of cos omega t? Again, it is minus omega sine omega t. So r dot omega into omega sine omega t g. So that is minus r dot omega square cos omega t I minus cos omega t I minus r dot omega square sine omega t g. Now omega square is common for both, and if you take minus omega square common, what is the remaining terms left? R dot into cos omega t I plus r dot into sine omega t g. Now this is none other than r of t. That is, we get r double dash of t is equal to minus omega square into r. So now let us see the definition of centripetal acceleration. It is stating that if we are defining a position vector of this form, we can prove that, we have proved that r double dash is minus omega square r. So that means that the acceleration, r double dash is none other than the acceleration. The acceleration of that particular vector points in the direction opposite to that of the position vector. So you can see it in the clearly in the figure 9.2.3. That is, if r of t2 is the position vector, then the acceleration vector points opposite to the direction of this particular vector. So what I want you guys to show is that if a is equal to the magnitude of a of t and v is the magnitude of v of t, then prove that a is equal to v square by r dot, where the r dot is the constant mentioned in the position vector defined in the definition of centripetal acceleration. So try to solve this, and that's it for today's session. Thank you. Stay home and stay safe.